Bienvenido a Daily Akari. Hoy tenemos un puzzle de hola número 513. Uh, eh, Estoy mal con números, pero um, un puzzle de hola hoy. That's like all the Spanish I know. I'm just gonna go back to English for the rest of this because I have no idea how I would commentate. Okay, estos no sé la palabra por squares. Um, Lord. All I'm seeing are identical eliminations along here. Oh, I forgot to check the difficulty. Very hard. Um, that would have been good to know. Just was too focused on trying to speak a language I don't speak. Um, Forgot to check the difficulty. Dude. Any more identical eliminations? Dude. Where else? I gotta be real. So I beat Deltarune yesterday, the new chapter, and I'm so the songs have just been like stuck in my head, and I have to be like, no, what if someone watching hasn't gotten around to it yet, even though like literally nobody watches these, but whatever. Um, if this were to go here, this could go here just fine. Soundtrack is stuck in my head. What can I do? Okay, maybe I should just like jump straight to vitals. So let's imagine if this whole left column were blue, then this would go here. This could go either place. Well, if this were to go here, there would be nothing to light this up. So same with here. So this would have to go here. Then we would have corner illumination here. This would probably have to go... If this were to go here, then this would go here, and there would be nothing to light this up. So yeah, this would go here, and this would go here, which would set this up around here, which would put this here, and then we'd have a corner illumination here. This could go here, no problem. But if it were to go here, we could also have... No, we couldn't have here and here. Okay. So this would have to go here then. And we would have this here anyway, so... this would go here. And this would go here. And then both of these columns would be lit up. This could go here, but it wouldn't be able to go here because then there'd be nothing to light this up. Or it could go here and this could go here. Well, either way, this whole row gets lit up. And what about over here? So we would have a, if this light were to go here, that'd actually be fine, I think. Why wasn't it fine over here? Wait, no. If this were to go here, then there would be no way to get both of these lit up. So this would have to go here. Hang on. Did this column even get all the way lit up? I know this one did. So this goes down here, this goes here. This has to go here. This has to go here. This puzzle's kind of annoying. Is this supposed to be like, I was thinking these like arrow things kind of look like something out of Conway's Game of Life. I don't know. If this were to go here, this would have to go here, and that would start this whole chain reaction I'm looking at. Yeah, so I don't think this column was actually lit up to begin with in this little mental trial. What about this one? This goes here. This could go here or here. And if this goes here, then has this row been eaten up? I don't think it has. Unless if this were to go here, this would have to go here. If this were to go here, it would just leave the row B. But if this were to go here, then this would have to this would be X'd off, which would X this one off, and light both of these up, which would mean this would be X'd, and then this row would be eaten up by the light filling this in here. And then again, as established, this column hasn't been eaten up yet, so this goes here, this goes here. Then okay, let me just start over from this left column again. This is probably going to take me a while. So if this whole left column is lit up, then it can't be either of these, so this would have to go here. Should be, can't be this one, so it would have to be like this one and this one. Yeah. Then this would go here, which would put this here. And then we'd have a corner illumination here. If this were to go here, there would be no way to get both these lit up, so this would have to go here. which leaves this column open still. Then it would have to be one of these two. If this were to go here, this would have to go here, and if this were to go here, this would have to go here. So it would eliminate the rest of this row, because it would have to be one of these two. And if it's this one, then it's this one and this one. This could go here without having to eat up the rest of this row, or this column. If this were to go here, it would eat up both. Which makes me think it's probably not going to be here. But can't say for certain, so I can't place an X yet. Even though it's probably a pretty safe assumption, it's still an assumption. So can't really do anything about that. Anyway, so this whole row would be eaten up by one of these two, which would absolutely put this here, which would X these two off, which would light these two up, and then this would have to be lit up by this, which would eat up this row. Which means both of these rows would be lit. Which would mean it would have to be either this one or this one lighting up the extra corner. Hang on, this one. We would have this column would already be lit up, which would mean this would have to go here, which would tell us which is which will be useful later, but not right now. Because we're still just looking for the first light. I feel like this could probably count towards the identicals, because if it were any of these, this would just go here and it'd still have the exact same effect on the rest of the puzzle. So I think that means this can't go here, so this absolutely has to go here. Well, we found our first light, but it's not helpful. Okay, so so this should be X'd off. So these two would be lit up. And then this would go here, I think. And this would go here. This would go here, and this would go here. Put this here, and then this here, and this here, and this here. Then this would have to go here, and then these two would eat up this column. To put this here, that doesn't really have an effect. And okay, here's where I think we would start to have a conflict, is this one right here, because these are all lit up, these are all lit up, and then there's no way to satisfy this one. If you were to put one on a corner and then one on either of these, or just mirror that, there would be no way to light a certain square up. So I think that means on the left column, it would have to like fill in one of these, or one of these. If this were to go here, though, if we were to have a light here, then this would have to be lit up by this one. And then this would have to go here, and this would have to go here. And I'm gonna assume that creates the same conflict here. So it can't go here. So I'm gonna say it has to be something that lights one of these two up. Those are our vitals on this column. And then this would have to be one of these two, I think. Yeah, so if this were to go here, nothing will light this one up, and vice versa. So this goes here. And one of these two and one of these two, which eliminates all these. And then there's only one left here, which puts this here. And this here. Which, once again, eats up this column. Got the corner illumination here, which means this one has to be lit up by this. There's only one left here. Dude. Uh-oh. Shoot, there's no way to light this up. Hang on. Okay, I didn't pay attention to the fact that this one would be X'd off. You know what, I'm just gonna start the puzzle over. Okay, let's get our identical eliminations again. Dude, 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 dude. Same deal over here as what we have over here, I think. Yeah. Dude, 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 dude. 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 Anything else? This here. Okay, so if this bottom row were all lit up, then this would go here, and this would go here. And then this would have to be one of these two, which would eat this up. This would go here. This would go here. So this goes here, this goes here. And both these columns are eaten up. Which puts this here. And then there's nothing that can light this up. I don't. Or no, this could light itself up, couldn't it? If this goes here, then. Wait, hang on. Hang on. Did I make another baseless assumption? Or no, I mean, did I just ignore that there was a liberty here? I might have. Which means I don't know that. Okay, so let's say, yeah, these two are the vitals. Wait, no, these two are the vitals, I mean. Puts this here, and then dude. And then dude. By that. There's one liberty here. And then there's two along here that I just completely ignored the other one and assumed this went here. Okay. Evil me. This one has to be lit up by this. Just leaves this here. And then this has to be lit up by that. Put this here, this here, this here. This has to be one of these two. Probably this one to avoid eating up this row. This goes here, this goes here. This has to go here, which puts corner illumination here. It means it has to be one of these two. Which eats up the rest of that column, which puts this here. Oh, this is an identical illumination with the rest. Can probably prove these two are vitals on this. I've already looked at that, so I'm just gonna say yeah. Okay, so this has to go here, which means it has to be one of these two, which means here. And then this goes here. And then these go here. Oh no. Uh-oh. Not good. Is this at all salvageable? This has to go here. It's corner elimination here, and this has to go here, and this has to go here. Which puts this here. That can't go there, and then this goes here, and this goes here. Okay, so what if we put this here, and then said it had to be one of these two. Wait, hang on. This can just go here to light this up. Ah, why didn't I think of that? Okay, so let's put this here and this here, which can let us put this here, and then okay, now we can have that there. Okay, that solves that actually. Okay, fixed it. Didn't have to restart again. Wait, hang on. Uh-oh. Okie dokie, let's put that there. This here. This has to be lit up by that. This goes here and this goes here. And uh-oh, we've got another problem over here. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna restart this one more time, but I'm gonna say that I'm gonna focus on just these patterns with the arrow things here. That has to be one of these two or one of these two, pretty much. And then this goes here. Put this here. It has to be one of these two. This here. This has to be lit up by that. This here. And I'm gonna use what I learned from the last attempt to say this does go here. Which puts this here and this here. Which means this space is lit up by one of these two. Which means this goes here. And then this one goes here, this goes here. Solve it. Okay, I'm gonna once again say our vitals are here and here on the left column. This has to go here. Which puts this here and this here. This has to go here. Which means this here, and then one of these two. Meow. Meow. Got a corner elimination here. Meow. This goes here, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here, and that's 2 solutions. Oh wait, no, but... Hi Natasha, hi kitty, hi. Okay, so one of these two, which has an effect on this. This is the only one that can light itself up. It's this here. Let's see, what? Hang on. Today's puzzle, I swear. What's wrong? Should I just start fresh? I don't know. Identicals again. An identical illumination is where you can illuminate 2 or more squares on the same column or row because they have the same exact effect on the puzzle. Okay, let's say all the vitals are ones that fill in one of these like arrow holes, or one that fills in a corner of an O of a circle. Hang on 1 second. Okay, I'm back. It's gonna be one of these two, one of these two, or one of these two, or one of these two. So fills in a corner, that does not, this does. These do not, this does, this does not. And then this does not. Neither does this. This does not. This does not. This does. This does. This does not. These two do. These two do not. This does. This does. This does not. These do. These do not. Oh wait. Okay, but it does have to be one of these two. Which means we can eliminate both of these probably. And then there's one left here. One left here. This has to be lit up by this. But that also takes away... Oh, wait, no. Because this is already... This would be one of the vitals on this row, so we'll say it goes here. And neither of these, which puts this here. This does, this does not. Alright, this can fill in an O corner. This does fill in an O corner. Well, this one could light itself up, so you'd probably get this one for free then. In fact, it might just be worth filling in all the O corners that aren't against a number block. Like this one. Okay. Feels like I'm making progress. I'm gonna assume... Maybe I shouldn't assume. But, like, it saves on rows if I can say this one's lit up by this. So, let's just do that. Just budgeting. I guess that's the strategy for today is budgeting rows and columns. Even though it's a bit more of a complex puzzle. Is there anything else that does not fill in one of the arrow corners or the corner of an O where there is a number block? I don't see any. Should I start mental trialing again? Maybe. Lord. If this goes here, this goes here, and that's not very nice with the budget, I guess. Same with if this were to go here, and this going here. Okay, if this were to go here, then these would be X'd off. This would go here, this would go here. Then this would have to be lit up by either this or this, and that would eat up a row or column. Whereas if this were to go here, this would also eat up one row or column to light this up. Okay, since I'm getting tired of this, I'm just gonna start making assumptions that it's not gonna be on the outside. So, or no, it could be. Well, right. I just did the math, or well, not math, but the logic that it still eats up the same amount of rows or columns either way, doesn't it? Hang on. So if this were to go here, then that would eat up a row, and then this would eat up a column. But if this were here, then this would be x'd off. This would go here, and then this would eat up a column. So if this goes here, no wait, would it save one? I think it would actually save one. Hang on, so this goes here, and we eat up 2. And then this goes here, then this goes here, and this goes here, and that only eats up 1. And if this were to go here, this would go here, and we would have to eat up 1 for this. So, yeah, I think it's safe to say this doesn't go here. And then same with this one. If this were to go here, this would go here, and that'd eat up 2. If this were to go here, then this would go here. This would go here. This would eat up either of these. And that still only eats up 1, so I think I can also safely say not this one. I'm tempted to just fill these in, I guess, because but I don't know for certain yet. Oh wait, how long has there only been 1 left here? How did I not see that? Okay. Which means this goes here and this goes here? Yeah. And this goes here and this goes here. And this goes here, and it's one of these two. So eliminates these, and then corner elimination here. There's only one liberty left here, so this goes here, and then this is the only one that can light itself up, and then. I don't like how many rows that's eating up. This has to go here. But it's this here, this here, this here, this here. Okay, we're getting closer than ever before, but I'm still really, really nervous. Has to be one of these two. Does this have to go here? Yeah. Which means neither of these? Yeah, this is one of these two. Which means it's the only one that can light itself up, which puts this here. And then this one has to be lit by that. This here and this here. If this were to go here, and this could go here. If this were to go here, then this would... Why is there two solutions? What? Hang on. If this were to go here, this would go here, and that would solve the puzzle. If this were to go here, this would go here, and that would also solve the puzzle. Oh, wait. Because there was a missing smiley. Okay, but I didn't see it. Okay. Not my proudest solve. 58% score, 46 minutes, 57 seconds. See you tomorrow. This one really defeated me. That was one of the hardest ones that I've ever had to solve. Anyway, bye-bye.